Hey YouTube, this is Peter with Stuff Addict, and today I'm going to look at the $150 Apple Airpod wireless earbuds. So I've always been curious about the Apple Airpods because everyone always says they sound okay, but they're really convenient to use, especially if you have an iPhone or an iPod Touch, if they still make those. So since I just switched from Android to iPhone, I wanted to get a pair of them myself to see what they're like. So here we go, unboxing. Here's the back, side, pretty basic Apple boxing scheme. Really does look like a Tic Tac box. Kind of wish they came in black so they look more discreet. I've seen people with them on. They look okay, but still a little bit awkward. But if they work as easily and conveniently as everyone describes, maybe that's okay. So, designed by Apple in California. Once again, not Cupertino, as I noticed in the iPhone video. It's here. Paperwork, no sticker. That's disappointing, kind of. I guess $150 is too cheap for stickers. You need to pay at least $1,000 for the phone so you get a sticker. They always have this like cellophane plastic wrapped around their products. I really like it, but you can never get it back on when you try to sell it or something like that. Boop. Anything else in here? I think there is. And the charging cable. I love how they wrap the charging cable. I always think that's nice, but once again, you can never get it back like that. So I usually just leave it and use the cables I already have. Pop it open. It's a little bit bigger than an actual Tic Tac box, maybe 1.5 times. Oh, it's already pulsating or something. Not sure what's going on. Here's one. Here's two. And here they are next to my phone for size comparison. Oh, they're like magnetic or something. And there you go. That's it. I'm finding the usability of the AirPods with the iPhone very, very easy, just like everyone else has described. So for example, you just open up the Tic Tac box and the phone automatically recognizes the AirPods. And this was true even when I first used them without setting them up. And it'll tell you how much battery life the AirPods themselves have and how much the carrying case has. It also detects when you close it, and when you put them in your ears, when you take them out, it'll also know that it's in your ears because of the onboard sensors inside the AirPods. So here's me wearing the Apple Airpods. How do you think they look on me? I think they look okay. They look a bit more proportionate on my head because I have really big earlobes, so the stem part of the AirPod doesn't look quite as large. But if you have smaller ears, it probably looks a little bit more disproportionate, a little bit more awkward. The AirPods obviously don't have any physical buttons on them, but they are touch sensitive. So you can double tap your right AirPod or you can double tap your left AirPod, and those double taps can do various functions. And you can control those functions within the iPhone itself. I don't know if you can control those functions if you're using it with just Android or a computer that's not a Mac. But on the iPhone, you can map it to Siri, you can map it to skip track, you can map it to previous track, and you can map it to play pause. The double tapping works pretty consistently. I haven't really had any issues with it. It's just sometimes, since the earpods are pretty small, you miss the double tap sensitive area. So you don't always get it, but if you hit the right area, it seems to always work. This is a test to see how the Bluetooth audio sounds through the microphone on the Apple AirPods. I'm guessing it doesn't sound too great, but you can hear for yourself on this clip. So how well do the Apple AirPods stay in your ear? Well, I just got back from the gym using them for the first time, and I can tell you that they work really, really well. Better than my Bose over-the-ear headphones and the various IMs I've used in the past. For horizontal movements where your head is like parallel to the floor, like a push-up, bench press, sit-ups, or just general stretching, they stayed in just fine. I always say they stayed in really well compared to the Bose, which kind of slide off when I do a bench press or a push-up, and they stayed in better than the IEMs, which even though the IEMs usually stay in my ear, a little bit of movement usually knocks the seal out, so the sound quality goes down a lot on IEMs. And then for vertical movements where your head is perpendicular to the floor, like a squat or a dip or box jumps or just general running, they work really well too. I've never had the AirPods come out of my ears the entire time. So most importantly, how do the Apple AirPods sound? Well, I'll make it really basic for you. They sound like the wired earpods, except that the bass is a little bit stronger. So in the end, they pretty much sound like $30 to $40 wired earbuds that you can get from any store, like a JVC Gummy, the Panasonic earbuds off Amazon that are really popular. They don't sound that great, but they don't sound that bad either. They're slightly hollow, slightly tinny, but they get pretty loud, so at least you can understand what's going on to what you're listening to. Now, I would never use them in a case where your primary task or your primary activity is consuming the media that you're listening to. So critical listening, watching a movie where you're totally focused on the media. But what they're perfect for is anything that you're going to do in the background, like listening to music while you're exercising, listening to a podcast while you're gardening, anything like that in the background. Because the earpods are so light, so convenient to use that you basically forget that you're wearing them at all. You could have them in all day, and as long as you didn't look into the mirror or have someone give you a funny look for wearing them, you would forget that they're there. Now, one caveat to that, and that caveat is that they don't block any noise at all. So there's no isolation from the noise coming from the earbuds and no isolation from the noise coming from the outside environment. So if you're always in a noisy area, like you're walking around in the city, you're at a coffee shop, or like where I was just in the gym, you can hear everything. And the problem with that is that you have to turn up the volume really loud to hear the music over the background noise. And that's dangerous for your ears because you're already in a loud environment and then you jack up the earpods even louder. So you don't really know how loud you're listening to it, which can cause permanent hearing damage and tinnitus, which you definitely don't want. So as long as you're in an area where it's not too loud, I would definitely use them. Now, if you're in an area where it is loud and you need to wear something kind of discreet, something lightweight, I wouldn't get these. What I would get is an IEM and try a lot of them with a lot of different tips to find one that can seal easily and stay sealed in your ear while you're doing whatever activity that you're doing. Because that will block out the external noise so you don't have to play the volume as loud and you risk not damaging your hearing as much.